into the atmosphere. Spirit of God, you're here. You have all authority. I pray over my heart and mind. I am healed by your stripes. Your blood declares that I am free. Welcome to episode 4 of the Chew Your Water podcast. My name is Chrissy Carroll, your local health and wellness coach, and I am so grateful that you are here tonight. We're going to talk about products today. The products that I have created, the products that I sell in my store, that I sell in a couple other stores, and what they're about, why I did them, what is the purpose? Why is Chrissy so insistent on not using store-bought products? So let's dive into it. What products are we talking about today? Well, we're going to go heavy into magnesium body butter, why I created it, and what its benefits are. We are going to talk about all natural deodorant tonight and why the store-bought deodorant is so toxic, what it's doing to your body, and why I created this deodorant and how I created this deodorant. And then we're also going to get into some anti-inflammatory sticks that I have created, because my goal in all of my products is to reduce the amount of inflammation that we have in our bodies. Most of the store-bought products that we use are endocrine disruptors. They have a lot of convenience chemicals in them that are very unnecessary, and they're toxic to our bodies. They are carcinogens to our bodies. So I tell people you need to know what chemicals you are putting on to understand why your body operates in the way that it does. So let's start with deodorant tonight, actually, because that is definitely one that I think most people do not realize. It's definitely come more to the forefront, but it's deodorant, right? You have to wear it, you have to use it, except that you don't. And you really shouldn't, especially if it is a deodorant that has an aluminum base in it. Aluminum helps to absorb the sweat and to get rid of the smell, but it also clogs your lymphatic system, and your armpits are full of lymph. It's one of your big lymph centers. So when you're adding all of these chemicals in, plus you're putting aluminum in, that's a metal. We are not meant to have metal inside of our body. So now you're slathering your armpits with it, and it's going directly into your lymphatic system. So I created my deodorant because it doesn't have aluminum in it, and it does have all natural ingredients that you can put on anywhere. You can eat my deodorant if you want to. It has some essential oils in it that might not taste so great, but other than that, you can eat everything that's in it. My deodorant is made with baking soda and arrowroot powder, beeswax, because beeswax is wonderful as a natural deodorant. I include cocoa butter and shea butter in it, as well as essential oils. I have various scents. We have summer citrus, we have jasmine dreams, so very floral and pretty and soft. I have a couple fall scents with my autumn spice and cozy flannel. I have one male scent because I have one kid guy in my life. I call him a kid. He's still a kid in my opinion, but he's actually 18 years old, so not so much of a kid. And I created an all-natural deodorant for him, because what I have found in doing this is that teenagers, the younger group, they are more interested in knowing about the products and the chemicals and avoiding them, much more so though than most people our own age. So I created that deodorant for him. He loves it. It's named Bubby. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to put something on themselves that is not toxic. So the deodorant is very clean. I tell everybody that in the first 7 to 10 days of using any type of deodorant, you're going to stink. There's a pH change that has to happen from going from one type of deodorant to another. But when you're using mine, the other ingredient that I didn't mention is bentonite clay. I put bentonite clay in because that pulls toxins from your lymphatic system. So for the first 7 to 10 days, you're not going to smell great. But I had one woman say to me, well, I'm not interested then. And I said, you're not interested in cleaning out your lymphatic system? And she said, I don't want to smell all day long. And I said, well, you can go and wash yourself up every couple hours. You don't have to smell all day long, but you are going to smell. So it's a detox system, as well as making sure that you are covered in the deodorant aspect. It is not an antiperspirant. I do not encourage people to use antiperspirants. Our bodies were meant to sweat, and the more sweat that you are producing, the more that you are eliminating heavy metals and toxins from your body. So let's get into magnesium. This is going to be the meat and potatoes of this episode, if you will. We are extremely deficient in magnesium in this country. Our minerals in our food are greatly, greatly depleted. So you have to provide that for yourself. And most of my clients and customers all say, oh, but it's okay, I take a supplement. And I say, awesome. I'm so glad that you take your supplement. Please keep doing that. But also just please be informed that you're only getting about 30% of that supplement, depending on how bioavailable it is. And bioavailability is very, very important. But you're only getting about 30% of that. So why not put magnesium on the biggest organ of your body and let your body actually absorb it at its own pace instead of trying to break it down through the gut? So I created magnesium body butter for those who have trouble sleeping, for those who have muscle cramps and aches, and women with period cramps. I actually created a stick instead of the body butter. So I've been using these products, and I knew that I wanted to be able to share them with people because I've made products for my own family for 15, 20 years. And it was time to no longer gatekeep them and to share them and also, make a little bit of money off of it. So I created the body butter and I took it to a farm that's local to us called Bronkberry Farms. And at that time, I didn't really know the owner. Her name is Jen. But I wanted to sell my stuff from Bronkberry, so I packaged up all of the products that I was creating with their little tiny printer labels on them that were not pretty. They're just basic printer labels. And I put it in a bag. And I took it over to the farm and I handed it to her with no explanation as to what it was, what it did, how to use it, nothing. Just, here's my products. They work really well. Try them. And she was like, okay, gee, thanks. So I went to see her a couple weeks later after I had remade the product labels and everything. And I made it prettier and I gave her some information on how to use it. And I was at her farm and I heard her call my name from across the farm. And she said, Chrissy, I have to share with you that last night I woke up in the middle of the night with a horrible cramp in my leg that went all the way down to my foot, and my foot was like a claw. So I knew that the products that I use would work for me, but they were all the way downstairs in my kitchen and I was in bed at the time. So I grabbed your magnesium butter and I put some of that on right away. And I went downstairs, hobbling all the way just to try and get to my stuff that I knew was going to give me relief. And she said, I got all the way down to my kitchen and I thought, wait a second, the cramp is gone. It's better. That magnesium actually worked. So she said, I would like to know if you would like to sell your products here from the farm. And that was definitely a day for me that was just so exciting and validating, and all of the hard work that I had been doing was paying off. So I began sharing from the farm, and I opened up an Etsy store that I began selling stuff online. And that ended up being a pretty funny event that I was doing because I've known all along, because I've done the essential oil stuff for a very long time, that we are not allowed to use certain words and terminology and things like that. So I had spent one day going back into the description part of things and just cleaning it up and making sure that everything was just so. And the next day I got flagged and found out that my Etsy store was closed, not because I had cleaned up my version of things, but because someone had made a review and made a medical claim that this was the best pain management cream they had ever used. And with that, my store was shut down. So it just goes to show that they're always going to censor and silence the truth that keeps them from promoting their product and their regime and keeping you in that toxic cycle. So Magnesium body butter was the birth of the Essential Goddess products, and she is hands down my favorite product. I have yet to speak to anyone who has tried the Magnesium body butter and said that it just flat doesn't work. Most people are just amazed. They don't realize how deficient they are in body butter, or in magnesium, sorry. And once they start putting it on, they realize, oh, wow, I have been missing this and my body feels so much better. Magnesium is a smooth muscle relaxer. So it's amazing to see how tense and how tight everything is in our bodies until we put that magnesium on or in us and actually get relief and get sleep again. My favorite that all of my clients are encouraged to start taking magnesium glycinate specifically, as it is a nourisher for the nervous system. So I highly encourage that. There are several different types of magnesium. Most people know magnesium citrate as being the one that you take before a colonoscopy or when you're constipated or whatever. And that's not one that I encourage because it does disrupt your gut microbiome. So I highly encourage people to stay away from that unless it's absolutely necessary. Magnesium glycinate is where it is at. So some other products that I make, because I do have a full product line, but we don't have time here tonight to get into every single one of them. But I also want to share with you my anti-inflammatory sticks that I have created to cover a few of the systems of the body. So my first one that I will talk about is the Breathe Bar, which is to replace the nasty, nasty Vicks products that everybody wants to smother themselves in every time that they get the sniffles or can't breathe. And Vicks is a petroleum-based product. It's literally made of the same chemical, petrol, that is used to run your car. So why anybody wants to put that on their chest, I don't know. But I created a stick that is full of eucalyptus radiata and eucalyptus globulus and peppermint to help open up the airway naturally and with good essential oils. So I encourage the use for that for any upper respiratory issues that you may have going on, seasonal discomforts, allergies, things like that. It really helps to open you up and to breathe. The next one that I'm going to tell you about is my lymphatic flow stick that I created because I am very, very big on making sure that you're doing your big six with clearing your lymph, making sure that you're tapping your drains. You have 2 drains under your collarbone and you have 2 drains above your pelvis, and you're going to bang on those and open them up, and then you're going through and sweeping all of the areas where you have lymph to help it to move, because our lymphatic system is one in our body that does not have a pump. It's the only system in our body that does not have its own pump. It does not have a way to make it go. So your lymphatic system runs all the way through your entire body. It's basically the sewer system of your body. And the toxins that are coming out of you that are not meant to be there are supposed to flow through that gutter system that God so delicately put through you for a reason. However, most people are fairly sedentary and don't touch parts of their body and therefore they never get that flow happening. So I created this stick because it's made with cypress, which the nervous or the lymphatic system just loves cypress oil. It reacts very, very well to it. Cypress is a high frequency oil, so it helps to encourage the lymphatic system to keep moving like it's supposed to. And I also put orange in that product because the orange, the lemon, or the citrus from orange and lemon, that I put both of those in the product, that helps to thin out what is in there so that it flows faster and easier. So I tell my clients to use the lymphatic flow stick in their armpits, in the groin, on the back of your knees, and you can put it across your abdomen. And then use your dry brush to go through and brush those areas and help to get that lymphatic flow moving. The third anti-inflammatory stick that I created is the comfrey stick. Comfrey is a beautiful herb that was put here by God that is strictly for reducing inflammation. That is its absolute favorite thing to do, is to reduce inflammation in your body. So I created this stick last year, not totally knowing everything that I was going to encourage clients and customers to use it for, but I was asked first by a woman if I thought that it would help her varicose veins. And I said, that just makes total sense. So let's give it a try and see what happens. And a couple weeks, it was just a few weeks that I saw her later, that she said, they are reducing. They are actually really reducing. Awesome. Keep going. I had another client, dear friend of mine, who contacted me and said, I got stung by a bee and used your comfrey stick, and it took it away in minutes. Like, I was fine. And normally that would be something that would not turn around so easily for me. So the comfrey stick is excellent for spot treatment of inflammation, pain caused by inflammation, such as stings, the varicose veins that are not meant to be there, the bone-on-bone discomfort that you're feeling, the pain that comes from that. All of those things, comfrey is going to get in there and reduce that inflammation. So my products, like I said, they are carried from Bronkberry Farms. I had my Etsy shop, which got closed down, and now I have a Shopify store that I sell them from. And then I also have my location in downtown Plainfield, where I do my health coaching, and I sell my products from there as well. All of this grew naturally. It was something, like I said, that I have always done for my family. I have pictures of my daughter Tessa and I in the kitchen when she was probably 2, making sleepy time whipped butter. At that time, we were always making sure that we were making some type of a butter to put on our bodies to help relax us, and it was always going to have essential oils in it. So I look for as many ways to support the body naturally and to stay away from the store-bought chemicals and products, and I encourage you to do the same. Stop into the Shopify store and see what would benefit you. How can you swap out some products in your home that you're currently using with something that's non-toxic, more affordable, easier to obtain, and helps your health in the long run and does not disrupt your endocrine system. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight and for listening to episode 4. I'm so excited to bring you guys the products, and I will be creating more products along the way and sharing all of that with you. And I encourage you also to write in if you know of a product that you would love to be able to use, that you would love for me to create. Please let me know. You can write it in the comments. And I look forward to our next episode, which I have not chosen a topic for yet. So write to me and let me know, what are you interested in hearing about? Me, Essential Goddess, the product line, any of it. What topic suits you right now? I encourage you all to take good care of yourselves, take good care of each other, and I look forward to talking to you at the next episode.